Attention in the beef barn. Class, making their way outside the arena at this time is Class 1 breeding heifers. Kaya Florence, Olivia Gibson, Mason Cox, and Tate Tislin. Getting ready in the barn is Class 2 breeding heifers. That is William Birdsell, Ava Korsmeyer, Ellie Mae Hazelbaker, Ella Collier, and Tegan Tislin. Welcome to the 2023 Clermont County Beef Show. And Judge, this is your class. Our judge for this evening is Reagan Bowman. Reagan resides in Greenville, Ohio with his wife Sue. They have 5 grown children and 13 grandchildren. As a family, they have 30 shorthorn, main, and crossbred cows. Reagan and his family enjoy breeding and selling club calves and breeding stock. They have shown competitively at numerous shows throughout Ohio and the United States, including the Shorthorn Junior Nationals, North American International Livestock Exposition, Louisville, Kentucky, National Western Stock Show, Denver, Colorado. Reagan is also a registered sales manager for Wolverine Packaging Company based in Detroit, Michigan, where he sells all protein species to food service distributors, regional and national chain restaurants throughout the Midwest and Southeast United States. Reagan has judged at the Indiana State Fair and Michigan State Fair, as well as numerous county fairs and regional breed shows. Let's give our judge a warm welcome. Outside the show arena needs to be Class 2 breeding heifers. That is William Birdsell, Ava Korsmeyer, Ellie Mae Hazelbaker, Ella Collier, and Tegan Tislin. Getting ready in the barn at this time is breeding heifers Class 3, Wyatt Wolfer, Jenna Cox, Caitlin Wolfer, Amber Aberwater, and Braden Jones. Beef exhibitors must consign animals to the sale. You have until now to 1 hour after the conclusion of the beef show.
This first class of feeder heifers here, the smoky heifer I think is the most complete female we've got. Heifer, you study her from this side. I really like her extension in front. Her level is the top, really a deep-sided female. Gets out and moves around the ring adequately, in my opinion. Really nice female to start this class. This young man's black baldy heifer here is maybe not as cooperative today, but I really appreciate a lot of things about this heifer. You analyze her from that chest floor up through that front 1/3. She's really extended. She's level top. She's got some depth aside to her. Heifer that I'd maybe like to change her just a little bit off that hind leg, but a really nice individual coming in there in third. The young lady's blaze face heifer coming out next. Another nice individual. You appreciate her femininity, her length of spine. Just gives up some maturity over the 2 heifers ahead of her, as does the heifer wrapping up the class. Just not quite as mature and far along in her growth program at this point in time, but all nice scales. Give these exhibitors a nice round of applause.
Entering the arena at this time is Class 2 breeding heifers. William Birdsville, Ava Korsmeyer, Ellie Mae Hazelbaker, Ella Collier, and Tegan Tislin. Coming up to the arena at this time is Wyatt Wolford, Jenna Cox, Caitlin Wolford, Amber Aberwater, and Braden Jones. Getting ready in the barn is Class 4 breeding heifers, Mary Burt, Lillian Siebert, Eliza Smith, Braylee Kirk, and Clint Dahlmeyer. Judge, this is your class.
Now you say congratulations.
Congratulations to Class 1 winner Mason Cox, second place Tate Tislin, third place Olivia Gibson, and fourth place Kaya Florence.
little more challenging class here. And really, as you analyze this class, really from top to bottom, there's 5 really nice females out here. I'll talk about the differences in type and kind. Young man's calf, when he first brought this calf into class, I watched her and I liked her, and it seemed like she wanted a roach in that top, and I don't think she's quite as relaxed. As she became more relaxed as she's out here, I think she's probably got a little more hair in the center part of her loin, but really you study her from the ground up. The heifer's very sound. I appreciate her length of front end. Heifer's level top. If I was to change her ever so slightly, I'd like to change her in that tail head, drop that tail head ever so slightly, but really a nice female. Young lady's heifer coming out here next. I'm assuming she's probably got some Semitole influence in her. If I was to change her for myself, I'd like to clean her up in that front 1/3, the lower chest floor, and give her a little nicer look out through that front. But again, you study her from her blades back. She's really level top, level hip, got some depth of body to her. Heifer that gets out and travels nice and easily. The young man's another black Maldi here coming in next, very similar in type and kind. I'd like to clean her up in that lower 1/3 and extend her through that front. She's not quite as mature as the 2 heifers ahead of her today, but again, I think a female that's got a lot of future ahead of her. Nice individual coming in there in 3rd. This white heifer I really like when she's parked. As she gets out and moves, I like to change her off those hind legs. She kind of wants to get outside of her body or cavity. If she did get out and move a little nicer, she could sure move up a notch or 2. I really like her depth of side. I like her extension of front. She just doesn't travel quite as well as I'd like for her today. The heifer wrapping up the class, a really nice individual. I like to deepen her in her flank. I like to square her up from hooks to pins. But again, a really, really nice individual. She fell into a deep class here. If you would give them all a nice round of applause.
Entering the arena at this time is Class 3 breeding heifers, Wyatt Wolfer, Jenna Cox, Caitlin Wolfer, Amber Averwater, and Braden Jones. Congratulations to Class 2 breeding heifers. First place, William Birdsell. Second place, Ella Collier. Third place, Tegan Tislin. Fourth place, Ellie Mae Hazelbaker. Fifth place, Ava Korsmeyer. Judge, this is your class. Making their way outside the show arena at this time is Class 4 breeding heifers, Mary Bird, Lillian Siebert, Eliza Smith, Braylee Kirk, Clint Dahlmeyer. Getting ready in the barn at this time is Class 5 breeding heifers. That is Aubrey Baston, Reese Aaron, Brady Young, Luke Jennings, and Allison Kohler.
really nice pair of heifers here on top, and I guess if somebody else sees them in a little different fashion, that's fine with me. This black heifer, again, as I know some of these cattle maybe haven't been out a lot, when she first came into the ring, I was a little concerned about the way she moved off those hind legs. The longer she's out here, the freer she gets, the more easy she gets out and moves around the ring. I really appreciate this heifer's femininity. I appreciate her coming out of them blades back through the center part of her loin. I appreciate her muscle shape. Really a nice female there. The young lady's heifer coming out here next, again, being very critical. I'd like to clean her up in that lower chest floor a little bit. I'd like to flatten her out in her muscle pattern just a little bit, but that's just taking a little bit away from a nice, really nice female. Two really nice heifers to start the class with there. The young man's black heifer coming out. I'd just like to change her front end. I'd like to extend her. I'd like to give her a little more muscle shape to her. She's a little flatter in her muscle than the heifers ahead of her, but a nice individual in herself. The young man's calf coming out here next, a little more elevated than what I like to see, a little taller, a little frailer, a nice female. I think will go on to make a nice breeding piece, but just doesn't have quite the power and the maturity as the heifers do ahead of them today. The young lady's red baldy calf coming out here next. Again, I'd like to change her from hooks to pins. I'd like to give her a little more natural muscle shape to stand any higher, but a nice group of heifers, nice group of kids. Give them a nice round of applause.
Entering the ring at this time is Class 4 breeding heifers. That's Mary Bird, Lillian Siebert, Eliza Smith, Braylee Kirk, and Clint Dollemeyer. Congratulations to Class 3 breeding heifers. First place, Amber Averwater. Second place, Caitlin Wolfer. Third place, Wyatt Wolfer. Fourth place, Braden Jones. And fifth place, Jenna Cox. Judge, this is your class.
Oh, you're gonna give me a heart attack.
Coming outside the show arena at this time is Class 5 breeding heifers. That's Aubrey Baston, Reese Aaron, Brady Young, Luke Jennings, and Allison Kohler. Getting ready in the barn is Class 6 breeding heifers. That's Kaylee Crow, Caitlin Shing Shing, and Lane Boone.
Reagan. Oh, we sure got some differences in type and kind in this class. The heifer I'm going to start with, again, is I think the most complete heifer. You study her from the ground up, a heifer that's nice and easy as she gets out and moves around the ring. I'd like to see her a little deeper from her forerib to her rear flank. She's got some expression down through the center part of her top, a heifer that's got some natural muscle shape to her. I like her extension of front end. I think a heifer that's got the most future ahead of her of any of the heifers in the class. Young man's peach-colored heifer come out here next. From her shoulder blades back, I really like this heifer really well. I just like to clean her up and extend her through that front 1/3. Heifer that's got some parts and pieces that I like real well. It's very similar in type and kind. Here's this young man's black heifer coming out here. From her shoulder blades back, she's got some shape down her top. She's got a nice square hip. She's sound as she gets out and moves around the ring. I just yank her head and neck up out and extend her a lot further to stand any higher in this class today. The young lady's heifer coming out here next, a little frailer in her bone makeup. I'd like to give this heifer some natural muscle shape to stand any higher. We wrap up the class with a heifer that just needs some more natural muscle shape, some depth of body to stand any higher. But if you would, give them a nice round of applause.
Entering the showing at this time is Class 5 breeding heifers, Aubrey Baston, Reese Aaron, Brady Young, Luke Jennings, and Allison Kohler. Congratulations to Class 4 breeding heifers. First place, Eliza Smith. Second place, Braylee Kirk. Third place, Clint Dahlmeyer. Fourth place, Mary Bird. And fifth place, Lillian Siebert. Judge, this is your class. Coming to the outside of the show ring, and at this time is Class 6 breeding heifers, Kaylee Kohler, Caitlin Ching, and Lane Bruin. Getting ready in the barn is Class 7 breeding heifers, Lillian Lane, Emily Carter, and Braden Hazelbaker.
Again, some differences in type and kind. I'm going to start with this red Bronco face heifer here to win the class. I think, again, as I study her from the ground up, she's the most complete show female out here. I think it's got the most attributes of what we're looking for as a brood cow prospect. I really like the extension in front of this female. She's pretty slick. What you see is what you got, but a really nice female. Again, levelness of top. She's got some muscle shape. Really nice female to start this class. Young lady's heifer coming in here second is kind of what you see is what you got. But a heifer, you appreciate her length of spine. She's got some extension to her front end. She's really mature for her age, done well, and as far as a productivity standpoint, I think that female's got some attributes that can go on and make a nice brood cow. We come into a heifer here next, is a little frail on her bone. She kind of breaks in that center part of her loin. To stand any higher, I'd like to strengthen her up in the center part of her loin. I'd like to clean her up through that front 1/3. The heifer wrapping up the class here just doesn't have the natural muscle shape as the heifers do ahead of her. Really nice individual. If you would give these kids a nice round of applause.
Entering the ring at this time is Class 6 breeding heifers, Kaylee Kohler, Kaylin Shingshing, and Ryan Bruin. Congratulations to Class 5 breeding heifers. First place, Brady Young. Second place, Reese Aaron. Third place, Aubrey Baston. And fourth place, Allison Kohler. Judge, this is your class. Coming to the side of the show ring at this time is Class 7 breeding heifers, Lillian Lane, Emily Carter, and Braden Hazelbaker. Getting ready in the barn at this time is Class 8 breeding heifers, Henry Gray, Stacy Arthur, Clint Dollemeyer, and Tanner Denton.
Three nice heifers in this class. I'm going to start with this red and white heifer here. Again, as I study her from the ground up, she's very sound. Really like the maturity level of this female. She's extended through that front 1/3, really long spine. I think a female that's going to go and make a nice brood cow. Young lady's black baldy heifer coming out here next. Again, one of them, what you see is what you got. A heifer, I'd like to maybe square her up from hooks to pins. I'd like to give her a little more natural muscle shape down the center part of her loin to stand any higher in this class. We wrap up the class with a heifer, again, really long spine. Heifer just doesn't have the natural muscle shape as the heifers do ahead of them. But if you would give these exhibitors a nice round of applause.
Entering the arena at this time is Class 7 breeding heifers, Lillian Lane, Emily Carter, and Braden Hazelbaker. Congratulations to Class 6 breeding heifers. First place, Lane Bruin. Second place, Kaylin Shingshing. And third place, Kaylee Kohler. Judge, this is your class. Coming to the outside of the arena at this time is Class 8 breeding heifers, Henry Gray, Stacy Arthur, Clint Dollemeyer, and Tanner Denton. Getting ready in the barn is Class 9 breeding heifers, Jaden Smith, Aubrey Baston, Easton Jennings, and Walker Denton. Getting ready in the barn at this time is first and second place of each class. Class 1, Mason Cox. First place, Mason Cox. Second place, Tate Tislin. Class 2, first place, William Birdsell. Second place, Ella Collier. Third place, first place, Amber Aberwater. Second place, Caitlin Wolfer. Class 4, first place, Eliza Smith. Second place, Braylee Cook. Class 5, first place, Brady Young. Second place, Reese Aaron. Class 6, first place, Lane Bruin. Second place, Caitlin Shingshang.
Again, kind of some difference in types and kinds here. The black heifer I'm going to start with here, I think is the most complete heifer in the group. She's carrying a little more condition today than I'd like to see for this point in time in her career. She needs to melt some of that grease off of her to go on and make a breeding female. But a nice individual. She's sound, she's long-bodied, she's deep-sided, a really nice individual to start this class. This white Charolais-looking heifer here, I really like her from the standpoint of she's really extended through her front 1/3 of her body. She's long-bodied. She just gives up some depth of rib from her forerib to her rear flank ahead of the heifer of her, but a really nice individual. This Hereford heifer here, not taking a whole lot away from her. I think what separates her, I like to flatten her in her shoulder. I like to get her move a little freer and ease her off that those front legs a little better. She's really level top. She's deep-sided. She's just not as fluid off of that front end as I'd like to see today. But if you would give all these exhibitors a nice round of applause.
Entering the ring at this time is Class 8 breeding heifers, Henry Gray, Stacy Arthur, Clint Dollemeyer, and Tanner Denton. Coming up to the ring at this time is Jaden Smith, or Class 9 breeding heifers, Jaden Smith, Aubrey Baston, Easton Jennings, and Walker Denton.
A really nice effort to start this class. As I talk about a combination female, a female that's really gets out and moves nice and easily. A heifer that's really nice through the center part of her loin. She's extended through that front 1/3. She brings together, in my opinion, all the nice attributes we're looking for a show heifer and a brood cow prospect. Really nice female to start this class. We come in second, this young man's red calf here. Just a nice female. I mean, is she highly presented? Maybe not as highly presented as the black heifer starting the class. If I could change this heifer, I'd like to clean up in that lower 1/3. But she's level top. She's deep-sided. She's got some muscle shape to her. A nice female in her own right. The black and white heifer coming out here next. Again, as I talked about a heifer earlier in class, heifer's probably carrying a little more condition than I like to see in a breeding heifer at this point in time in her career. She's showing a lot of fat up in that brisket area. She's showing a little more natural fat back in that back end. Heifer that's just a little fatter in her condition right now. We wrap up the class with a young man's red heifer here that I'd like to deepen her down from her rear flank to her foreflank, and I'd like to give this heifer a little more natural muscle shape. A nice individual, if you would give them all a nice round of applause.
Entering the ring at this time is Class 9 breeding heifers, Jaden Smith, Aubrey Baston, Easton Jennings, and Walker Denton. Outside the arena, congratulations, Class 8 breeding heifers. First place, Stacy Arthur. Second place, Tanner Denton. Third place, Clint Dahlmeyer. And fourth place, Henry Gray. Judge, this is your class. Outside the arena at this time needs to be the first and second place class winners of each class. Class 1, first place Mason Cox, second place Tate Tislin. Class 2, first place William Birdsell, second place Ella Collier. Third place, Class 3, first place Amber Aberwater, second place Caitlin Wolfer. Class 4, first place Eliza Smith, second place Braylee Kirk. Class 5, first place Brady Young, second place Reese Aaron. Class 6, first place Lane Bruin, second place Caitlin Shingshang. Class 7, Braden Hazelbaker, second place Emily Carter. And Class 8, first place Stacy Arthur, second place Tanner Denton.
Well, we got another really nice class winner here. Heifer that, again, as I study her from the ground up, she's really sound. Heifer that's got some depth aside to her. She's got some center body capacity to her. She's really nice through that front 1/3. Really nice female to start this class. Heifer coming in here next, very similar in type and kind. She's probably not quite as nice up through that front 1/3 of her body. I'd like to extend her through that jaw area and through that lower chest, extend any higher, but a really nice individual coming in second. The young lady's heifer coming out next, a Again, you study her from her blades back through the center part of her loin. I really like her. Heifer, I'd like to change from hooks to pins. Heifer, I'd like to stouten up from the ground up a little better. The young man's heifer wrapping up the class. He's having a tough time with her today. She's got a heifer in heat there, but a heifer that's just probably over-conditioned for me. A nice individual. If you would give all these exhibitors a nice round of applause.
All first place from class 1 through 9 is entering the arena this time. Class 1, Mason Cox. Class 2, William Birdsell. Class 3, Amber Averwater. Class 4, Eliza Smith. Class 5, Brady Young. Class 6, Lane Bruin. Class 7, Braden Hazelbacker. Class 8, Class 7, Braden Hazelbaker. Class 8, Stacy Arthur. And Class 9, Jaden Smith. Second places be outside the arena this time. Class 1, Tate Tislin. Class 2, Ella Collier. Class 3, Caitlin Wolfer. Class 4, Braylee Kirk. Class 5, Allison Kohler. Class 6, Caitlin Shingshang. Class 7, Emily Carter. Class 8, Tanner Denton. And Class 9, Easton Jennings. Judge, this is your class. All third place need to be getting ready in the barn. Class 1, Olivia Gibson. Class 2, Tegan Tislin. Class 3, Wyatt Wolfer. Class 4, Clint Dahlmeyer. Class 5, Aubrey Baston. Class 6, Kaylee Kohler. Class 7, Lillian Lane. Class 8, Clint Dahlmeyer. And Class 9, Aubrey Baston. All fourth place need to be getting ready in the barn. We'd like to introduce our judge for this evening. It is Reagan Bowman. Reagan resides in Greenville, Ohio with his wife, Sue. They have 5 grown children and 13 grandchildren. As a family, they have 30 Shorthorn, Maine, and crossbred cows. Reagan and his family enjoy breeding and selling club calves and breeding stock. They have shown competitively at numerous shows throughout Ohio and the United States, including the Shorthorn Junior Nationals, North American International Livestock Exposition in Louisville, Kentucky, and National Western Stock Show, Denver, Colorado. Reagan is also a regional sales manager for Wolverine Packing Company based in Detroit, Michigan, where he sells all protein species to food service distributors, regional and national chain restaurants throughout the Midwest and Southeast United States. Reagan has judged at the Indiana State Fair and Michigan State Fair, as well as numerous county fairs and regional breed shows. Please welcome our judge.
As we get these 9 females out here to pick for the Supreme Champion Breeding Female, I think a lot of similarities out here. I mean, all these cattle are sound. They got some natural muscle shape to them. Cattle that's got some eye appeal, whether we talk about the calf in the first class or the last class. I think all these cattle's got a lot of positive attributes for the beef cattle industry, whether you're raising club calves, purebreds, or just market-ready cattle. I think they all got a lot of positive attributes. There's one out here that I think checks all the boxes for me, that I think just kind of wins this division pretty easily. It's going to be this young lady here in the purple. She'll be your Supreme Female.
Congratulations, Stacy Arthur, Grand Champion Breeding Heifer. Tanner Den, you need to be making your way into the arena at this time. Class 8, third place Clint Dahlmeyer needs to be outside the arena at this time.
As we bring that second place heifer back in, I think, again, a nice individual in her own right, got a lot of positive attributes. I think the heifer that follows the Supreme heifer real well is going to be this heifer right here. She'll be your reserve.
Congratulations, Jaden Smith, Reserve Champion Breeding Heifer. I need Easton Jennings to enter the arena at this time. Aubrey Baston, please be making your way outside the show arena from Class 9. Congratulations, Easton Jennings, third overall breeding heifer. Aubrey Baston, please be making your way into the show arena. Walker Denton, please be making your way outside the arena from Class 9. Judge, this is your class. Congratulations, Amber Aberwater, fourth place, fourth overall breeding heifer. Caitlin Wilbur, please be making your way into the arena. Congratulations, Braden Hazelbaker, fifth overall breeding heifer. Class 1 feeder steers need to be outside the show arena at this time. Lane Bruin, Evelyn Hollander, William Birdsell, Braden O'Hearn, and William Birdsell. Class 2 needs to be getting ready in the barn. Eli Jarman, Eliza Smith, Braden Hazelbaker, Courtney Donovan, and Colton Sisson. Entering the arena at this time as Class 1 feeder steers, Lane Bruin, Evelyn Hollander, William Birdsell, Breno Hearn, and William Birdsell. Class 2 feeder steers need to be making their way outside the arena. That is Eli Jarman, Eliza Smith, Braden Hazelbaker, Courtney Donovan, and Colton Sisson. Judge, this is your class. Getting ready in the barn needs to be Class 3 feeder steers. That is Noah Brosman, Stacy Arthur, Aubrey Hatfield, Mary Bird, and Hunter Collier. Reminder to beef exhibitors, you must consign your animal to the sale. You have until an hour after the conclusion of the beef show.
Really nice little group of calves here to start this feeder steer show division. It's kind of cream color grown calf that I'm going to start the class with. I think, again, checks all the boxes for me. A calf that's very sound. If I was to change this calf, and I think it's just a minor clipping, I'd like to change him that tail head set. I think if they take a little more hair off that tail head, he doesn't appear to be all tail head up there, just more hair. But a calf that, again, he's really deep-sided from his forerib to his rear flank. Calf that's really, really nice. See that front 1/3, a nice calf to start this class. Young man's calf coming out here next. There's parts and pieces you really like about this calf. He's got some shoulder to him, but again, he's got a lot of top, a lot of shape. I listen a little concerned the way he comes off those hind legs. He's a little bold in that hock. Hopefully he stays sound enough going on down the road, but a nice calf at this point in time in his career. Very similar to the calf here next, a calf that's maybe not quite as deep. Anchor down. Maybe not quite as deep-sighted as the two calves ahead of him, but as you put this calf in motion, I'm a little concerned about the way he comes out of that hock down to the ground. He's not quite as sound as I'd like to see coming out of that area. A calf that's got some center part to his body, calf that's really extended through his front 1/3. I'm just a little concerned about his soundness today to stand any higher in this class. We come out here next with a calf that is this white's a little deceiving on him. As you analyze him from the side, you'd like to deepen him down in that flank, but I don't know if it's quite as much as you see based on that white out there. This calf, though, as you analyze him with the three ahead of him, he's just not as deep-sighted from his forerib to his rear flank. The calf that's a little weaker in his top compared to the calves ahead of him. We wrap up the class with a calf that's really nice, got some nice attributes to him, just doesn't have quite the show ring eye appeal as the calves ahead of him, but if you would give these exhibitors a nice round of applause.
Entering the ring at this time is Class 2 feeder steers, Eli Jarman, Eliza Smith, Braden Hazelbaker, Courtney Donovan, and Colton Sisson. Congratulations, Class 1 feeder steers. First place, William Birdsell. Second place, William Birdsell. Third place, Lane Bruin. Fourth place, Braden O'Hearn. And fifth place, Evelyn Hollander. Judge, this is your class. Making your way outside the arena at this time is Class 3 feeder steers, Noah Brosman, Stacy Arthur, Aubrey Hatfield, Mary Bird, and Hunter Collier. Getting ready in the barn is Class 4 feeder steers, Tucker Denton, Wyatt Woofer, Brady Young, Ty Young, and Ella Collier.
It's a little bit of a give and take here. Two really nice individuals, and I guess you could probably talk them any way you want. You could separate them and switch them if you really wanted. The way I see it today is this calf here, I think, checks more of the positive boxes for me. Again, as I study him from the ground up, I think a calf that's really sound, a calf that's level topped. Really, I like his front end extremely well. A calf that's got some natural muscle shape down his top. I think a calf that it's going to go on and make a really nice project. Young lady's calf coming out here next. There's a couple concerns, in my opinion. He just seems a little bit to be quick in his maturity pattern, and I know he's not leading the best tonight. And when he tends to walk out, he just doesn't not quite as free and easy off the front legs as I'd like to see. A nice individual. If this calf goes on and grows, I think that calf's got a lot of potential. He's a chunk, a lot of muscle and meat in that calf. We come out here with the black Baldy calf again. Just gives up some power over the two calves ahead of him. A calf that I'd like to change coming out of that forerib into that, or coming out of that blade into that forerib area. I'd like to deepen him down a little bit compared to the two calves ahead of him, but a nice individual. We come into a calf here next, a calf that I really like some things about him. I'd like to change him in that front 1/3 of his body. I'd like to clean him up in that chest floor. Really high-headed calf, level top. This doesn't have quite the natural muscle shape as the calves do ahead of him. We wrap up the class with a short-horn appearing calf here. Again, just doesn't have quite the show ring eye appeal, doesn't have the muscle that some of the calves do ahead of him. We give all these exhibitors a nice round of applause. You bet.
Entering the ring at this time as Class 3 feeder steers, Noah Brosman, Stacy Arthur, Aubrey Hatfield, Mary Bird, Hunter Collier. Congratulations to Class 2 feeder steers. First place, Braden Hazelbaker. Second place, Eliza Smith. Third place, Colton Sisson. Fourth place, Eli Jarman. And fifth place, Courtney Donovan. Judge, this is your class. Making their way outside the show ring at this time as Class 4 feeder steers, Tucker Denton, Wyatt Wolfer, Brady Young, Ty Young, and Ella Collier. Getting ready in the barn at this time is Class 5 feeder steers, Jake Korsmeyer, Travis Braineberg, Kaylee Rowe, Braden Hatfield, and Jack Wilson.
Really nice calf to start this class. When he came into class, he really caught my eye, but it's typical. I mean, when these calves hit this concrete and these shavings, I mean, he was wanting to snap those pasterns and maybe just wasn't quite as nice off those hind legs, but longer he's out here, he gets more relaxed. But really, you study this guy from the ground up, from the front back. This calf's a powerful individual. I mean, he's really extremely nice through that chest floor, extended up through that front 1/3. He comes out of that blade into that forerib area really nicely. A calf that comes down into that deep flank, deep twisted, really nice individual. This red calf here is really nice in his own type and kind. I'd like to change him as he comes out of his shoulder blade into that forerib. I'd like to fill him up a little bit there. I'd like to clean him up in that chest floor ever so slightly, but that's a nice calf in itself. Young lady's red calf here with the snipped nose, a really nice calf. He's a calf long-sided, long body. Just doesn't have quite the show ring eye appeal as the calves do ahead of him, but a nice individual. We come in here with the black blaze face calf. That's a nice individual. He's doesn't have the natural muscle shape as the calves do ahead of him. A calf that I'd like to give him a little more natural shape down the center part of his body. I'd like to stouten him up from the ground up. We wrap up the class with a calf that is really a nice individual, just doesn't have quite that show ring eye appeal as the calves do ahead of him. If you would give all these exhibitors a nice round of applause.
Entering the ring at this time is Class 4 feeder steers, Tucker Denton, Wyatt Wolfer, Brady Young, Ty Young, and Ella Collier. Making their way outside the arena at this time is Class 5 feeder steers, Jake Korsmeyer, Travis Brandenburg, Kaylee Rott, Braden Hatfield, and Jack Wilson. Judge, this is your class. Congratulations to Class 3 feeder steers. First place, Stacy Arthur. Second place, Aubrey Hatfield. Third place, Mary Bird. Fourth place, Noah Brosman. And fifth place, Hunter Collier. Getting ready in the barn at this time is Class 6 feeder steers, Joshua Hazelbaker, Eli Jarman, and Paisley Tyndall.
Really another nice class of calves here, feeder steers. This calf I'm going to start with, I guess, just wins this class pretty easily. Again, as you study him from the ground up, from the front back, his calf's very complete. If I was to change him ever so slightly, I'd like to maybe just give him a little more extension of front 1/3 of that neck area. But a calf, again, you study him from his blades back through the center part of his loin. Calf that's really big top, big hip. Calf that's stout when he gets out and moves around the ring. Nice individual. Young man's calf coming out here next. Some of these kind of white splashes is a little deceiving on him, but he's one is what you see is what you got. He doesn't have a ton of hair. He's not highly fitted, but a calf that you really get behind him from his shoulders back. I mean, that calf is really, really powerful top. Got a big old hip and really deep in that twist. Really nice individual to come in here second. Next calf coming out here, really a lot of parts and pieces I like about this calf. I'd like to change him in that tail head. As you study him really from the shoulders back, he breaks a little bit coming out of that blade area into that forerib area. He's really got some center part to his loin. Let you change him in that tail head. But again, a calf that's got some nice parts and pieces, and a calf will probably feed and go on and make a nice project. We get into a black barley calf here. As you analyze him among the calves ahead of him, just doesn't have quite the depth of side. You study him on a side profile. He's a little shallower from that forerib to that rear flank. Just doesn't have quite the depth that the calves do ahead of him. We wrap up the class with a calf that doesn't have quite the natural muscle shape, doesn't have quite the show ring eye appeal as the calves do ahead of him. If you would give all these exhibitors a nice round of applause.
Entering the ring at this time is Class 5 feeder steers, Jake Korsmeyer, Travis Brandenburg, Kaylee Rout, Braden Hatfield, and Jack Wilson. Congratulations to Class 4 feeder steers. First place, Wyatt Wolfer. Second place, Ty Young. Third place, Ella Collier. Fourth place, Brady Young. Fifth place, Tucker Denton. Judge, this is your class. First and second places from classes 1 through 4 need to be getting ready in the barn. Class 1, first place, William Birdsell. Second place, William Birdsell. Class 2, first place, Braden Hazelbaker. Second place, Eliza Smith. Class 3, first place, Aubrey Hatfield. Class 3, first place, Stacy Arthur. Second place, Aubrey Hatfield. Class 4, first place, Wyatt Wolfer. Second place, Ty Young.
or in my opinion, a pretty easy class winner here. This young man's red calf here, again, as I talked about a couple calves earlier tonight, I think this calf checks all the boxes for me. I mean, you study him from the ground up. That calf is really sound. I really appreciate his length at front end. Calf that comes out of that blade area into that forerib area, extremely nice. He's deep and soggy through the center part of his body. Calf that's got some top and shape to him. Really nice individual. This young man's yellow calf coming out here really is kind of what you see is what you got. He's got a little bit of hair on him, but not compared to the calf ahead of him. But again, as you study this calf, he's smooth in that shoulder. He comes out of that blade into that forerib area really nice. He's long spined. He's a square hip. A calf that's got a great future ahead of him. I think a calf's going to go on and make a really nice project. Young man's black calf coming out here next. He's one of them that I got parts and pieces I really like. He's a little bolder in that shoulder. As it comes out of that shoulder into that shoulder blade into that forerib area, he just doesn't have quite that punch there right now. A lot of times those calves will go on and feed and develop that. You get in the center part of his loin, he's really powerful there. He's powerful hip, a calf that I think with the time and feed will go on and make a nice project. We come in here with another red calf that's really kind of a little plainer in his look, doesn't have quite the show ring eye appeal. I appreciate his depth of side, his levelness at top. Just doesn't have quite the show ring eye appeal as the calves do ahead of him. We wrap up the class with a red calf that I'd just like to change from his forerib to his rear flank. I'd like to change him coming out of that blade area. Really nice individual. If you would give all these exhibitors a nice round of applause.
Entering the ring at this time is Class 6 feeder steers, Joshua Hazelbaker, Eli Jarman, and Paisley Tyndall. Making their way up to the arena at this time is the first and second place winners from classes 1 through 5. First place, Class 1, first place, William Bertzel. Second place, William Bertzel. Class 2, first place, Braden Hazelbaker. Second place, Eliza Smith. Class 3, first place, Stacy Arthur. Second place, Aubrey Hatfield. Class 4, first place, Wyatt Wolfer. Second place, Ty Young. Class 5, first place, Braden Hatfield. Second place, Jack Wilson. Judge, this is your class.
Well, this class is combined of three really, really nice calves. Little difference in type and kind, but again, I think talk about the calf that's most complete and checks most of the boxes. I think this calf does so right here. You really look at him coming out of his blade into that forerib area. He's a little square coming out of that forerib area into that that blade into that forerib area compared to the calf behind him. The calf behind him is a little rounder coming out of that point in time. The calf behind him I'd like to drop from in his rear flank. But two really nice individuals in this class. Again, I think the calf winning the class just checks more of the boxes of what we're looking for today. Again, this Baldy steer is really a nice calf, a really sound, level top. Just doesn't have quite the depth of flank and doesn't have quite the top that the calf does ahead of him. Young lady's calf coming out here next, really, really a nice individual. Kind of one of them, what you see is what you got. He's not the hairiest calf in the class, but he's level top. He's got a lot of natural shape to him. A calf that's extended through his front 1/3 of his body. I think this calf will go on and feed and make a nice project for next year. If you would give all these exhibitors a nice round of applause.
Entering the ring at this time is the first place winners from classes 1 through 6. Class 1, first place, William Birdsell. Class 2, Braden Hazelbaker. Class 3, Stacy Arthur. Class 4, Wyatt Wolfer. Class 5, Braden Hatfield. And Class 6, Eli Jarman. Judge, this is your class. Making their way outside the arena at this time is second place winners from classes 1 through 6. Class 1, William Birdsell. Class 2, Eliza Smith. Class 3, Aubrey Hatfield. Class 4, Ty Young. Class 5, Jack Wilson. And Class 6, Joshua Hazelbaker. All beef exhibitors, if you are leaving after the show, you need to let the people at the announcer stand know. You have 1 hour after the conclusion of the show.
Well, I think it's only appropriate to give these exhibitors a nice round of applause. From top to bottom, this is really a powerful set of final drive feeder calves. I know you guys are down here in club calf country, and I'm certain that a lot of these were raised locally, but really from top to bottom, you got a really powerful set of calves here. It's kind of come down to me for between a couple different calves here tonight. I'm going to give them one more pass, and I'll pick the one I like best today. But again, give these kids a nice round of applause.
Congratulations, Grand Champion feeder steer Braden Hatfield. Entering the ring at this time is Jack Wilson. I need Travis Brandenburg to be making their way outside the show arena. Congratulations, reserve champion feeder steer Stacy Arthur. I need Aubrey Hatfield to be making her way into the show arena. Colton Sisson, please be making your way outside the show arena. Judge, this is your class. Congratulations, Wyatt Wolf, third overall feeder steer. I need Ty Young to be making their way out into the arena. Ella Collier, please be making your way outside the show arena. Judge, this is your class. Congratulations, Braden Hazelbaker, fourth overall feeder steer. Eliza Smith, please make your way into the show arena. Judge, this is your class. Congratulations, Aubrey Hatfield, for 5th overall feeder steer. Class 1 feeder heifers, please be making your way outside the show arena. Mason Cox, Lane Bruin, and Walker Denton. Class 2 feeder heifers, please be getting ready in the barn. Tanner Perrin, Tanner Denton, and Aubrey Hatfield. Entering the ring at this time is Class 1 feeder heifers, Mason Cox, Lane Bruin, and Walker Denton. Making their way up to the arena at this time is Class 2 feeder heifers, Tanner Perrin, Tanner Denton, and Aubrey Hatfield. Judge, this is your class. Class 2 feeder heifers, please be making your way outside the arena. Tanner Perrin, Tanner Denton, and Aubrey Hatfield. Class 3, please be getting ready in the barn. Eli Jarman, Bentley Snyder, and Paisley Tyndall.
In this first class of feeder heifers here, this black and white heifer coming out, I think wins this class really easily. Again, as you study her, I mean, this heifer's really sound. She's nice top. She's really nice shoot that front 1/3. As a changer, I'd like to give her a little more power coming out of that blade into that full rib area, but a nice heifer to start this class with. The red heifer coming out second. Heifer's really deep-sided. She's extended through that front 1/3. She doesn't have quite the show ring eye appeal, the heifer that's winning the class. We wrap up the class with a heifer that's a little frailer in her bones. She doesn't have quite the natural muscle shape as the heifers do ahead of her, but a nice group of heifers. If you would give these kids a nice round of applause.
Entering the ring at this time is Class 2 feeder heifers, Tanner Perrin, Tanner Denton, and Aubrey Hatfield. Congratulations to Class 1. First place, Walker Denton. Second place, Lane Bruin, and third place, Mason Cox. Beef exhibitors, you have until 1 hour after the show to consign your animals to the sale. You also have 1 hour to get your animals out of here. If you're leaving, please let the announcer stand know. Class 3, please be making your way outside the show arena. That's Eli Jarman, Bentley Snyder, and Paisley Tyndall. Class 4, please be getting ready in the barn. That is Travis Brandenburg, Loretta Webb, and Braden Hatfield. Attention market steer exhibitors, please be getting ready in the barn. Class 1, Ian McClanahan, Alex Bosom, Braden O'Hearn, Faith Jennings, and Aubrey Baston.
This second class of heifers here, this strawberry roan heifer that's going to start the class with, I think does so pretty easily. Again, you analyze this heifer from the ground up. She's really stout-legged. She's heifer that gets out and moves extremely nice. Heifer that's really powerful when you get behind her. Heifer that's deep-sided, really feminine through that front 1/3. A nice heifer to start this class. This white heifer coming out next. Again, there's pieces and parts you really like about this heifer. A heifer that's level top. She's deep-sided. She's one of them, what you see is what you got. She's not highly presented, but a heifer that I think will go on and make a nice brood cow, raising club calves or whatever that young man's looking for. We wrap up the class with a heifer that just doesn't have quite the natural muscle shape. Doesn't have quite the eye appeal as the heifers do ahead of her. But give them all a nice round of applause.
Entering the arena at this time is Class 3 feeder heifers, Eli Jarman, Bentley Snyder, and Paisley Tyndall. Making their way outside the arena at this time is Class 4 feeder heifers, Travis Brandenburg, Loretta Webb, and Braden Hatfield. I need first and second place from classes 1 and 2 to be making their way outside the barn. Class 1, first place, Walker Denton. Second place, Lane Bruin. Class 2, first place, Aubrey Hatfield. Second place, Tanner Denton. Class 1 market steers need to be getting ready in the barn. That is Ian Mahanaclan, Alex Bosom, Braden O'Hearn, Faith Jennings, and Aubrey Baston.
Thank you. Well, we're back in action. In this class here, it's kind of a give and take. This peach-colored heifer this young man's got here, As I study her from her shoulders back, this heifer's really nice. She comes out of that blade into that top line area really nicely. She's sound. When she first came out here, again, like some of the others, they hit this concrete and these shavings. They maybe just want to pop those pasterns ever so slightly. But after we got her out here and got her relaxed and got her on the move, this heifer really gets out and moves nice and easily. If I was to change her, I'd just like to change her in that front 1/3, extend her out in that neck. But there's a really, really nice heifer to win this class. I really thought at first this black heifer was my class winner, and as I study them side by side, this heifer, if this heifer goes on and matures and deepens down from her forerib to her rear flank, this heifer is going to be a really, really powerful female. I like her femininity out through that front 1/3. She's level top. She's deep twisted. She's really good legged. Just gives up a lot of center body capacity today compared to the heifer winning the class. The heifer wrapping up the class here, a little frailer bone, doesn't have quite the natural muscle shape as the two heifers ahead of them. If you would give all these exhibitors a nice round of applause.
Congratulations, Class 3 feeder heifers. First place, Bentley Snyder. Second place, Paisley Tyndall. And third place, Eli Jarman. Making their way into the arena at this time is Class 4 feeder heifers, Travis Brandenburg, Loretta Webb, and Braden Hatfield. Outside the show arena at this time is Classes 1 through 3, first place and second place. Class 1, first place, Walker Denton. Class 1, second place, Lane Bowen. Class 2, first place, Aubrey Hatfield. Second place, Tanner Denton. Class 3, first place, Bentley Snyder. Second place, Paisley Tyndall. Judge, this is your class. Class 1 market steers, please be getting ready in the barn. That is Ian McClanahan, Alex Bosom, Braden O'Hearn, Faith Jennings, and Aubrey Baston.
Well, I'm going to start the class with this strawberry roan heifer here to start. Again, as you study her from the ground up, from the front back, a heifer that's very, very complete. She's deep and soggy through the center part of her body capacity. Heifer that's really nice fronted, really nice female to win this class. This young man's heifer coming out in second. I really like parts and pieces of her. She's really tremendous in that center part of her body. But as she comes out of that forerib into that, or out of that blade area into that forerib, I just like to power her up there a little bit as she continues to mature. That sure could all come together. But I really like her extension of front, her levelness at top. That heifer's got a lot of future ahead of her. Next heifer coming out here is a really, really nice heifer also. She just fell into a tough class today. She's a little shallower body. She's not as deep from her forerib to her rear flank as the two heifers ahead of her. But a nice individual. If you would give them all a nice round of applause.
Entering the ring at this time is the first place winners from classes 1 through 4. Class 1, Walker Denton. Class 2, Aubrey Hatfield. Class 3, Bentley Snyder. And Class 4, Braden Hatfield. Congratulations to Class 4 feeder heifers. First place, Braden Hatfield. Second place, Travis Brandenburg. And third place, Loretta Webb. Judge, this is your class. Second place winners, please be outside the arena at this time. Class 1, Lane Brewing. Class 2, Tanner Denton. Class 3, please attend the Class 4, Travis Brandenburg. Class 1 market steers, please be getting ready in the barn. Ian McClanahan, Alex Bosom, Braden O'Hearn, Faith Jennings, and Aubrey Baston. At the conclusion of the feeder heifer champion drive, we'll be taking a 10-minute break.
Well, as we get these four individuals out here for the champion feeder heifer division of your show here this evening, I think it's only appropriate again to give these exhibitors a nice round of applause. We got four really, really nice heifers out here. I mean, I know there's some age and weight difference from top to bottom, but any four of these heifers can go on and make a really nice brood cow prospect for these young exhibitors, or if you're looking to sell them and move on down the road, all these cattle have got some great attributes for the beef industry. Again, I think there's one out here that kind of checks everything for me. If you would put your hands together one more time, give them a nice round of applause, and I'll pick the one I like best.
Congratulations, Braden Hatfield, grand champion feeder heifer. At this, Travis Brandenburg, please be making your way into the ring. Loretta Webb, please be making your way outside the arena. Loretta Webb, please be outside the arena at this time. Congratulations, Aubrey Hatfield, reserve champion, feeder heifer. Tanner Denton, please be making your way inside the arena. Tanner Perrin, please be making your way outside the arena at this time. Congratulations, Travis Brandenburg, 3rd overall feeder heifer. Loretta Webb, please be making your way inside the arena. Congratulations, Bentley Snyder, 4th overall feeder heifer. Paisley Tyndall, please be making your way inside the ring. Congratulations, Paisley Tyndall, 5th overall feeder heifer. Just a reminder, we're taking a 10-minute break. Just a reminder to beef exhibitors, you have from now until the 1 hour after the beef show to consign your animals to the sale. Outside the ring at this time is Class 1 market steers. Ian McClanahan, Alex Bism, Braden O'Hearn, Faith Jennings, and Aubrey Baston. Getting ready in the barn is Class 2 market steers Wyatt Wolfer, Braden O'Hearn, Olivia Liming, and Kaylee Jennings. Entering the ring at this time is Class 1 market steers Ian McClanahan, Alex Bism, Braden O'Hearn, Faith Jennings, and Aubrey Baston. Making their way up to the arena at this time is Class 2 market steers Wyatt Wolfer, Braden O'Hearn, Olivia Liming, and Kaylee Jennings. We need Braden O'Hearn to the ring immediately. Let me announce our judge for tonight. Reagan Bowman. Reagan resides in Greenville, Ohio with his wife, Sue. They have 5 grown children and 13 grandchildren. As a family, they have 30 shorthorn, maid, and crossbred cows. Reagan and his family enjoy breeding and selling club calves and breeding stock. They have shown competitively at numerous shows throughout Ohio and the United States, including the Shorthorn Junior Nationals, North American International Livestock Exposition, Louisville, Kentucky, National Western Stock Show in Denver, Colorado. Reagan is also a regional sales manager for Wolverine Packing Company based in Detroit, Michigan, where he sells all protein species to food service distributors, regional and national chain restaurants throughout the Midwest and Southeast United States. Reagan is judged at the Indiana State Fair and Michigan State Fair, as well as numerous county fairs and regional breed shows. Let's welcome our judge. Entering the ring at this time is Class 1 market steers Ian McClanahan, Alex Blizzum, Braden O'Hearn, Faith Jennings, and Aubrey Baston. Making their way outside the ring at this time is Wyatt Wolfer, Braden O'Hearn, Olivia Liming, and Kaylee Jennings. Getting ready in the barn is Class 3 market steers Jake Korsmeyer, Mary Bird, and Aubrey Baston. If you're taking your animals home after the show, you have 1 hour after the conclusion of the show to do that. And please let the announcer stand now. Beef exhibitors, please remember to consign your animals to the sale. You have from now until an hour after the conclusion of the show to do so.
As we get into this first class of market steers, I know we're on the light end of cattle here, but the calf that I'm going to start the class with, I think is probably going to be as close to what we've got in here today as a grade into that choice yield grade. Again, that calf is really deep-sided. You put your hands on him, he's a little hard in his finish. I'd like to have him just a little softer in his finish handle, but I think, again, the most market-ready calf we've got in the class. The red calf coming out next, very similar. Just doesn't have quite the depth of sight. You get your hands on this calf, I mean, he's probably a little deceiving. He's got more condition on him than you think. Probably just doesn't have enough condition on that last 12th and 13th rib. The young man's black calf coming out here next. Real soft in his handle, a calf that'll probably go on and get into that choice grade. Just a very light carcass there. Calf that just doesn't have quite the show ring eye appeal, but I think from a carcass readiness standpoint, calf that's going to hang a very desirable carcass. We get into the next couple calves here. This young man's calf coming out. You put your hands on him. I mean, he just doesn't have enough condition. He needs another 60 days on feed. Pretty much similar to the black Rockwell face calf that we're wrapping up the class. These cattle just need to be fed longer. To stand any higher in the class, but if you would give them a nice round of applause.
Entering the ring at this time is Class 2 market steers Wyatt Wolfer, Braden O'Hearn, Olivia Liming, and Kaylee Jennings. Congratulations to Class 1 market steers. First place, Faye Jennings. Second place, Braden O'Hearn. Third place, Ian McClanahan. Fourth place, Alex Bosom. And fifth place, Aubrey Baston. Judge, this is your class. Making their way up to the ring at this time is Class 3 market steers Jake Korsmeyer, Barry Bird, and Aubrey Baston. Making their way up to the arena. Making their way up to the arena at this time is Class 4 market steers Eden Myers, Kylie Bosom, and Caitlin Wolfer.
As we get into this class here, we're getting cattle that are more, in my opinion, market ready. This black calf I'm starting the class with, again, puts together the most positive attributes as I see it today from a show ring standpoint. Calf's got a tremendous amount of eye appeal. Calf that's really nice. See that front 1/3. He's big top, big hip, stout-legged, and gets out and moves extremely nice. You put your hands on that calf's very adequate, and he's finished. I think a calf that wins this class pretty easily. The Smoky Gray calf coming out here next. A little harsher in his handle. Doesn't get out and move quite as nice and easily as I'd like to see today. But a calf that I think is going to hang a very desirable carcass. I think if we could loosen him up in his joints a little bit, get him traveling a little better today, I think that calf could move up a notch, but just structurally not quite what I'm looking for today. As this same thing with the red calf here. The red calf's a little plainer in his front. He just gets outside of his skeleton as he moves out off those hind wheels. A calf that just structurally, that's not what we're looking for today. But I think, again, going to hang a very desirable carcass. The young man's black baldy calf going out. The calf, again, when you put that calf on the rail, I think you'll get into that high select, low choice grade range, but just doesn't have quite the show ring eye appeal that the others do ahead of him today. If you would give those kids a nice round of applause.
Entering the ring at this time is Class 3 market steers, Jake Korsmeyer, Mary Bird, and Aubrey Baston. Making their way outside. Congratulations, Class 2 market steers. First place, Kaylee Jennings. Second place, Wyatt Woofer. Third place, Olivia Liming. And fourth place, Braden O'Hearn. Judge, this is your class. Class 4, please be making your way outside the show arena. This is Eden Myers, Kylie Bosom, and Caitlin Woofer. Class 5, please be getting ready in the barn. Olivia Liming, Tanner Perrin, and Mary Bird. We would like to announce our way to gain champion. The champion is Jake Korsmeyer from Class 3, and the reserve champion way to gain. Gaining 3.63 pounds per day.
As we get into this class of market-ready steers, again, each top two is kind of a give and take, in my opinion. I think, again, you put your hands on this yellow calf. I think the calf that's probably the most adequately finished, a calf that, again, comes together with some show ring eye appeal and gives us a look that we're looking for. Is he the deepest sighted calf of the two? No, he's not. But, again, I think as you put him on the rail, I think that calf's going to hang a lot nicer desired carcass. The young lady's calf coming in second here. A calf, it's really deep-sighted. You get your hands on him. I mean, he's kind of a little confusing. He's got a tremendous amount of cover up on them top ribs, but you get back to that 12th and 13th rib, I mean, it's pretty bare yet. So I think a calf that really could use some more time on feed to get finished the way he needs to, but a nice individual. We wrap up the class. I think this young man said his calf weighs 1268, but he still doesn't have enough condition on him to get into that low choice or even high select range. If you would give them all a nice round of applause.
Entering the ring at this time is Class 4 market steers, Eden Myers, Kylie Bosom, and Caitlin Wolfer. Congratulations, Class 3 Marcus Sears. First place, Mary Bird. Second place, Aubrey Baston. And third place, Jake Korsmeyer. Once again, Jake Korsmeyer was our champion rate of gain, gaining 3.63 pounds per day. Making their way outside the show arena at this time is Class 5 market steers, Olivia Liming, Taylor Perrin, and Mary Bird. Judge, this is your class. Making your way outside the show arena at this time is Class 5 market steers, Olivia Liming, Tanner Perrin, and Mary Bird. Class 6, please be getting ready in the barn. Emily Carter, Caitlin Wolfer, and Jaden Smith. I need a first and second place winners of classes 1 through 3 to be getting ready in the barn. First place, Class 1, first place, Faith Jennings. Second place, Braden O'Hearn. Class 2, first place, Kaylee Jennings. Second place, Wyatt Wolfer. Class 3, first place, Mary Bird. And second place, Aubrey Baston.
kind of a challenging class here. The black and white calf is the calf I'm going to, of course, start with. A calf, again, he's got some show ring eye appeal to him. A calf that's probably the most adequately finished. Do I struggle with the fact his structural soundness is not what we really need in this industry today? Yes, but I guess from a packer standpoint, you can put loads of them together, put them on a semi, take them to the packing house, and they're going to yield grade what we're looking for today. That calf's going to get into that high choice, low prime range. Unfortunately, he's just not as structurally sound as we like to see today. Young lady's semi-looking or red baldy steer here. A calf, again, he's a little shallower bodied, but you get your hands on him. He's very adequate covered right through that 12th and 13th rib. I think a calf will get into that low choice grade range once you put him on the rail. We wrap up the class with a black calf that just doesn't have quite enough condition on him today. I think a calf that needs another 30 to 45 days on feed to stand any higher in this class. But a nice group of kids, a nice group of calves. Give them a nice round of applause.
Entering the arena at this time is Class 5 market steers, Olivia Liming, Tanner Perrin, and Mary Bird. Congratulations, Class 4 market steers. First place, Caitlin Whooper. Second place, Kylie Bosom. And third place, Eden Myers.
We would like to congratulate our rated game champion.
Judge, this is your class. We would like to congratulate our reserve champion rate of gain. That is Olivia Liming with a rate of gain of 2.98 pounds per day. Class 6, please be making your way outside the arena at this time. Emily Carter, Caitlin Whooper, and Jaden Smith. I need our first and second place winners from Class 1 through 4 to be making your way outside the arena. Class 1, first place, Faith Jennings. Class 2, Braden O'Hearn. Second place, Braden O'Hearn. Class 2, first place, Kaylee Jennings. Second place, Wyatt Woofer. Class 3, first place, Mary Bird. Second place, Aubrey Baston. Class 4, first place, Caitlin Woofer. Second place, Kylie Bosom.
As we get into this class of market steers, again, the black steer I'm starting with, I think puts together the most combinations of what we're looking for in a show steer and also a calf that's market ready. You get your hands on this calf, he's really covered extremely well. I think a calf is going to hang a very desirable carcass. He's very fluid as he gets out and moves around the ring. A very nice individual to win this class. The yellow calf coming in next is one of them. What you see is what you got. Not a highly presented calf, but a calf, again, the packer will take loads of them kind. You get your hands on this calf. He's very, very well covered. A calf that's going to go in and I think get into that low choice or grade range that we're looking for today. The young lady's calf coming out, the black baldy or black semi-appearing steer, a calf that's a little harsher in his handle. He does have cover on him, but he's just a little firmer the way we handle him today. I just like to soften him up a little bit. But three really nice individuals, if you would give them a nice round of applause.
Entering the ring at this time is Class 6 market steers, Emily Carter, Caitlin Woofer, and Jaden Smith. I need our first and second place winners from Classes 1 through 5 to be making their way up to the arena at this time. Class 1, first place, Faith Jennings. Second place, Braden O'Hearn. Class 2, first place, Kaylee Jennings. Second place, Wyatt Woofer. Class 3, Mary Bird. First place, Mary Bird. Second place, Aubrey Baston. Class 4, Caitlin Wolfer, first place. Second place, Kylie Bosom. Class 5, first place, Tanner Parent. Second place, Mary Bird. Judge, this is your class.
As we get into this class of market steers, I guess from top to bottom, all three of these calves will, I think, get into that yield grade that we're looking for, into that upper two-thirds choice. The calf that I think I'm going to start the class with here puts together that combination of what I like as a show steer and yet a market-ready steer. This calf is really sound as he gets out and moves around the ring. Really nice through that front one-third of his body. He's massive top, big hip, really deep in that twist. I think, again, puts together all the positive attributes that we're looking for today. The young lady's calf coming out here next, a really adequately finished calf, a calf that maybe just doesn't have quite the show ring eye appeal as a calf that's what we're starting the class with. If I was to change him coming out of that blade area into that forerib, I'd like to just explode him a little bit there. I'd like to drop him in that flank ever so slightly. But again, a calf that's market ready, going to hang a very desirable carcass. Very, very similar to this calf wrapping up the class. Unfortunately, this calf just gives up a lot of structural problems. I mean, he's really off on that front end, off on that hind end. But again, as you get this calf on a semi and get him onto the packer, he'll get into that upper two-thirds choice yield grade that we're looking for. Just unfortunately not as sound as we like to see as a show ring steer today. If you would give him all a nice round of applause.
Entering the ring at this time is first places from classes 1 through 6. Class 1, Faith Jennings. Class 2, Kaylee Jennings. Class 3, Mary Bird. Class 4, Caitlin Wolfer. Class 5, Tanner Perrin. And Class 6, Jaden Smith. Congratulations to our Class 6 market steers. First place, Jaden Smith. Second place, Caitlin Wolfer. And third place, Emily Carter. Attention all beef exhibitors. If you're consigning your market animal to the sale, you have from now until an hour after the show to do that. Also, if you are taking your animals home tonight, you have an hour after the sale to do that. Hour after the show, sorry. To do that, please let the announcer stand now. Judge, this is your class. I need second places to be outside the arena. Class 1, Braden O'Hearn. Class 2, Wyatt Wolfer. Class 3, Aubrey Baston. Class 4, Kylie Bosom. Class 5, Mary Bird. And Class 6, Caitlin Wolfer. All third places from classes 1 through 6 need to be getting ready in the barn.
As we conclude the evening here with this Market Ready Steer program, I guess first of all, kids, I just want you to take a moment and think about after you get done here tonight. As I see many posts on Facebook, it takes a team. And whether that's your mom, your dad, your grandpa, your grandma, your brothers, your sisters, take a moment to thank them, give them a hug. They may not be here tomorrow. So just understand it. This is a tough project. It's not taking anything away from any of the others, but it takes a lot of effort, a lot of work to do this project, and I think it's just well deserving. I want to take a moment to thank Dale for helping me in the ring. As many events that I've judged, this might be the best ringman I've ever had in my life. And if you don't know it, this man, for you kids' sake, he traveled back from Florida just helping the ring. He loves you kids that much. So I think it's really important to thank people that help you, that really invest in this program. And with that being said, there's a steer out here that just comes to the top pretty easily for me. I'm going to go pick your grand champion steer and then pick your top 5. But again, give these exhibitors a nice round of applause.
Congratulations, Jane Smith, grand champion, market steer. Caitlin Wolfer, please be making your way into the show arena. Emily Carter, please be getting ready. Please be making your way outside the arena. Congratulations, Katie Wolfer, reserve champion. Market steer. Emily Carter, please be making your way into the arena. Emily Carter, please be making your way into the arena immediately. You have 2 minutes. Judge, this is your class. Congratulations, Kaylee Jennings, third overall market steer. Wyatt Wilbur, please be making your way into the arena. Olivia Liming, please be making your way up to this arena. Please be making your way outside the arena. Congratulations, fourth overall, Mary Bird. Aubrey Basson, please make your way into the arena.
We don't need anybody else.
Congratulations, Wyatt Wolfer, fifth overall, market steer. Congratulations, Jaden Smith, grand champion market steer. Reserve champion market steer, Katie Wolfer. Third overall, Kaylee Jennings. Fourth overall, Mary Bird. And fifth overall, Wyatt Wolfer.